Hi guys, so I'm going to do my little challenge video now. So basically lots of random items. You listed a few things that you wanted to see me use. Less of a tutorial of individual items and more of a, this is just me messing around with different things. Let's see what I can make. So some of you said gelatos. The closest I have are distress crayons, so I'm trying to do something with those. I have a small set of brushos. A couple of people mentioned brushos as well. Stencils were mentioned, so I've just picked out three. That one's very dirty. 3 stencils. I have some pens in front of me, some alcohol markers, some pro markers. Things that I always have next to me are, and again they may not get used, things like walnut stain distress ink and black VersaFine. I always have a water sprayer next to me. Pens, I've also got a white and a black Posca pen and a black marker in 08. Pencil, scissors, Mod Podge for my glue, and I've also got some gel medium as well. Papers, obviously I need something to work on, so I've got my MDF wall plaque. I thought we'd keep it quite small, otherwise we could be here all day. Papers I've got from one of Melissa's stash packs, and I've also got a couple of bits of fabric as well from one of her packs left over from when I did some samples. I have some alcohol inks in front of me, but whether or not I'll use them I don't know, but they're there in case I fancy it. I also have a couple of sets of stamps next to me. I think everyone's got some stamps, again may or may not get used. My basic idea for this is I remember seeing, and I don't remember her name, it might come to me. I remember seeing a few years ago some mixed media pieces made with collage houses. I think a few people have done it. So I was thinking, while we're all stuck at home at the moment, let's do a house. So normally my pieces I start off by collaging, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pick out a few papers that I fancy for the background and also for the house as well. That might make my eyes go funny if I go for a stripy one. Some florals. Oh, there's a little bird up there. Might be able to use that. And that one. So what I will hopefully do, if I can work it out when I come to editing, is skip past some bits. Well, not skip past, kind of fast forward if I can. Did I already pick that one? Oh, let's put those to one side. Yeah, there'll be bits where I'm drying and bits that are obvious that, like I said, this video might end up being quite long if we sit through everything. So bear with me. Right, let's use those for the backgrounds. Taking these out, that might be quite nice for the roof of the house. That one's got some nice wording, as has that one, and borders as well. They could be handy. That might be quite nice for the colour of the house. Might use the lace up the side or something as well. Little bird on that one. Right, so let's put those to one side and we'll concentrate on collaging the base first. Now, what I would normally do is rip all the edges because I don't like hard lines when you're crossing them over, but obviously some of them are going to come over the edge, so if that's the case then that doesn't matter. But if for example that's going to come down to here, I will take that edge off just so that it's softer. It's a shame these aren't wide enough to go all the way across actually. So let's see, couple of floral ones at the bottom, maybe. So what my general idea is that I'll get these patterns on, and then I always put paint over the top as well. So the idea being that we'll see some of the pattern coming through. These probably all end up in a different place to where I'm putting them now. We'll see some of the pattern come through through the colour that I'm going to put on there. But it's all, apart from the fact that I know I'm collaging and I know I'm going to put a house on, and some of the mediums that I've got, other to that I don't know what I'm doing. So let's see what we end up with. Right, okay, so I have got, oh, I forgot to say at the beginning, I've got some acrylics next to me. When I'm doing this sort of thing, I try and restrict the amount of colours that I use, because otherwise you could go crazy. So I tend to stick with kind of my version of the primaries, turquoise, yellow and pink, instead of blue, yellow and red. White is always handy, and buff titanium, may or may not use. But I'm going to start off putting a few colours out. So I'm going to go kind of bluish along the top. I could use the brushos actually. So what I might do is just put a little bit of colour down and then go in with the brushos and see what we get. So I'm literally just doing this with my fingers. So mixing some turquoise with white, and I'm just going to roughly smear it in. So the idea with this sort of thing is not to think too much about it. May end up rubbish, may end up pretty cool, but at the end of the day, if it ends up rubbish and I don't like it, I can just cover it over a piece of MDF. What's the worst that can happen? The best that can happen, as well as hopefully coming out with a piece we like, because I'm using items that maybe I wouldn't necessarily use together, we may find a combination that we really like. Right, now brushos. I've got a yellow, a leaf green and a turquoise. I've got other colours there, but because I'm restricting my colour palette, I think that'd be enough. Got my rag next to me in case it goes horribly wrong and I need to pull it back up again. I think what I'll do is I will put a bit of water down, sprinkle in some of the brushos, and then see if I need to put more water to it. So a light spritz, and let's go in with the turquoise. You always need less of these than you think. And if you can see, I've basically, instead of taking the lid off and using them, I've just pierced a little hole with my awl into the top so you can sprinkle it out. So you can see how it's coming out there. The light in here isn't great because I've had to put the blind down because the light was a bit blinding, and now I don't know if you can really see what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't want it bitty, so I'm putting in some more water and I'm going to run it around. Ooh, love that kind of effect. We might lose it. Right, let's stop there. So I'm going to dry that down now, and actually it looks like there's a nice little reaction happening here. So you probably won't be able to see it. There's places where the paint underneath is almost kind of puckering in. So I don't know if that will stay or if it will go, but it looks like a nice bit of texture. Let's see. So it's actually reacted in a few places and pulled the paint up a little bit. Quite like that actually. Bear with me, I'm going to see if I can put the blind down a little bit so we don't get this shining. Right, that didn't really work, did it? So we'll give up on that. Right, I think I want a little bit more blue in places, so I'm going to sprinkle it down first on the dry and then spray. Okay, I like the way you got the little speckles there, and then it looks like a watercolour wash. So let's go into the bottom and I'll put some leaf green, which looks like yellow when it goes on. Spritz that again. It's definitely not yellow when you spritz it. This is the crazy thing with brushos. They've got all the different colour pigments in them and they go a little bit crazy. Okay, yeah, a lot of that reaction has disappeared a little bit now, which is disappointing, but it's the way it goes. So, right, let's wipe this down. I'm going to go in now, I think, and get a bit of texture with the stencils. So, I don't know whether the distress crayons will work through it. They're quite thick stencils, so they might not. Let's see what we get. So they're building up in the around the edges. Quite cool. Yeah, so what it's doing is building up around the shape of the stencil, so you're kind of getting the outline rather than the infill, which is quite cool. I don't know if there's enough on there to get any off of the back, or a little bit. So actually we've got the infill there and the outline there. Now I don't know how long these take to dry. I think I remember watching a Tim Holtz demo a long time ago on these, and I think he said the difference, or one of the differences between these and gelatos, was these dry more quickly, I think he said, so you have less working time. So if you're smudging, I think you've got less time to do that. And also, and even though they're water reactive, I think he said that once they're dry they almost act as a resist. I could be wrong, I'm talking from memory and my memory is not that great, so don't hold me to it. Might be worth looking that up. Right, let's see if I can push that in because it's a very fine stencil. So let's give that a bit of dry time. I don't know how long those take to dry, and I will cut out the house. What papers have we got left? So that's one I said I think I have for the roof, and this one for the house. So do I have that coming down the side of the house, or do I have it at the bottom? I might have it at the bottom actually. Right. How wide do we want it? Probably about there. This is like when you draw a house when you're little, in it. Door. Yeah, what I might do is use the distress crayons to go in and tone this in. If we were to leave that like that on the background, it's too much of a difference. Doesn't tone in, hasn't got the mixed media quality to it. Right, okay, that's the house. So the question is, where are we going to put it? To the side, to the centre? Yes, we want to see if there's anything showing through from the background. We want to keep, there's some nice little flowers in here which are quite pretty, so maybe we'll put it this side, and then we've got the texture from the stencils coming out from behind it. That's what we'll do. Right, I'm going to use some of my gel medium to stick it on. Now, let's go in with, what colour is this? Antique linen and hickory smoke. Let's go in with those just to start toning it down a little bit first. If I get any gel medium spill out, I might have to dry it down. Feel quite nice actually, blending them. Right, I don't know how dark this one will come out. Let's try it here first. A bit of shadow, a bit along the bottom. Take it out actually so that it grounds the house. See, that's picking up that texture quite nicely where I put paint through the stencil. It's actually quite a good way of doing things. Is, I've said before actually, and I keep meaning to do it and never have, is literally randomly go through my stash, pull out some things that I haven't used in ages, and limit myself to using a certain amount of things in a piece of work and see what I come up with. And I'll probably end up using items more often that I've not been using. If that made any sense at all. Talking and crafting at the same time doesn't always work. Let's put a bit of green in with that shadow down there. Now, I think I need some colour on the door. Now, I don't know if I can go straight in with a pen on that. It feels dry, but these pens really don't like it if you go in on anything slightly damp. So let's have a look. Oh no, it doesn't like that. Doesn't like that. It's like it's too waxy underneath. Let's see. Oh, that's blue. I don't want blue. Right, let's see if I was just looking to see how thick it was. See if this likes it. It's not overly liking it, I must say, but I quite like the fact that it's not coming out too harsh, actually, like that. Right, this is my higgledy-piggledy one, like that, and the door. So I don't know if this would be any different if you left it longer, or whether the surface that the distress crayons give you don't like you to go over with a pen. I don't know. I don't want to wreck my pens, but I do want an outline. Come on, do what I want you to. I don't want to wreck it. Right, I don't know how fine a line I can get if I go in with the black crayon. Oh, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. Brushos, brushos, brushos. I've got a black here. Put a bit out and go in with a fine brush. See if that works. Now I'm thinking that we've got the black. We haven't got black anywhere else. So I may need to go back through stencils again. So let's water this down a bit more and see. It might be too watery. Well, you know, it might not take the shape. It might seep underneath. I don't know. In actual fact, right, that was a fail. But I might get some off the back. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now, right, let's spread that out a little bit. Right, have I struck on something? Maybe, maybe. Let's do the diamondy one as well. See, this is what you get from doing mixed media. You can sometimes, right, go on that line, get rid of that line. You can sometimes come up with things that you didn't intend. So hopefully you get something from this. Oh, like that, like that. But now I need to put some around here as well. Don't get carried away, Burnett. Don't get carried away. Right. I might even put a bit more pink through there. I don't think there is a pink brush, well, not that I've got anyway. Red or scarlet. Let's see what that's like. Oh no, too orange, too orange. Brilliant red. Let's see what that one's like. See, I'm literally just... That's better, although it's mixing in with the other one. Or is it too red? Too red. Take some of that off. No, too red, don't like it. Don't like it, don't like it. So let's take some, let's get rid of that. We don't like you. You're not right. However, it seems to have pulled a bit of colour up from underneath actually, which looks quite cool. I'm going to bring this up to the camera and see if you can see just here. So actually I'll move around this a little bit. Now I'm up close to you so you can see a bit better what's going on. Let's turn it around. You can see some of that writing coming through there. Right, next step. What's the next step? We had some writing in a couple of those papers, didn't we? Right. Oh, and the little birdie. Beauty in Bloom and Garden Girl. Well, I like the garden, but I don't do gardening, so maybe that's not the one for me. Beauty in Bloom, I like that. Let's cut that out with a little border. And again, I'm not too worried if the border's not even. Yeah, wider there, quite like that. But again, it's not quite the right colour. So, ooh. See, this is what happens to just go off on a tangent. Right, let us tone this down a little bit. I can probably, if I cover it too much, I can go over the writing with some of that black brushes again. Oh dear, what's going on? It's sticking to my fingers. Right. Black, where did the black go? Let's put a bit more of that out. You can see red coming out of that black pigment actually. Red and blue. Might have watered that down a bit too much actually. Right. There we go. Oh, maybe a bit more around the outside as well. I'll have to do that again when it's dried down a little bit because it's soaking in. Now, this little birdie, is this birdie going somewhere? Don't know. Let's cut him out and see what we think. Oh, silly tiny little birdie. He's got even sillier tiny legs. I only have one leg in a minute. Actually, I'm going to take his legs off. Don't like him. Sorry, birdie. Right. Now, where is he going to sit? Could go up there. Right, actually, I'm gonna stick the sentiment down first and get that in place. She says now she's moving that around again. Right, no, it's going at the top. Come on, make a decision. People don't want to watch me dithering all day long. It is literally like how I talk to myself when I'm in my studio. So yeah, you're welcome to the madness. Stop dithering, woman. Talking to my mum and dad earlier actually, and I was saying a similarity that I noticed between me and my dad. If we do something wrong or something silly, we talk to ourselves using our surname. Come on, Burnett, sort it out. So yeah. Right, now I like the fact that I can see these little flowers coming through here actually, like that. Now maybe, right, let's keep that to one side and hopefully not lose it. I'm going to have a look at these stamps. I'm going to put this up to, oh, I don't know which way to turn it, because I might flip the video yet when I edit, so this might be upside down for you. Just wanted to show you some of the detail. Right, stamp, 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 stamp. some heights. Don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but this is why I normally film at night, because I can hear vehicles and quad bikes. Yeah, just about to come past my studio. That's my dad on his quad bike. So yeah, any filming that I normally do is done at night. And then I also don't get these shards of light coming through either. Right, I think that's enough stamping. So let's go back and see if we do want our little bird. Right, he's either going to have to sit up there. I think he's going to have to go there. I kind of like the idea of him on the house, but it's not quite right. Now, he needs to be lined a little bit. So I think I'm going to have to do that with the brushes as well, to get a fine enough line. Come on, woman, know when to stop. Know when to stop. Right. No, I'm not stopping the one thing. Bear with me while I grab something. Right. I'm going to put some little pink flowers in. Right. Good job I did that to the side because it spat out everywhere. So, I don't know if what I've done here has helped anyone. I've kind of gone off on a tangent, but I have used some of the things that you suggested in a fashion. But if it encourages you to experiment with anything, then it was worth it. See, normally I'd put some sparkle on, but I don't think it would be right on this one. I don't think it would be right. So again, I don't know which way I'm going to edit this. I might be twisting this the wrong way. But that, and I'll put some stills up of this as well. That is what we have. Zoom in on the little bird. There we go. Higgledy piggledy house.